was just a flat loss. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies on Stove Media, and today we're going to recap this afternoon spring training game between the Phillies and the Baltimore Orioles as the Phillies lose 3-2 to the Orioles this afternoon as Ranger Suarez makes his spring debut. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. This video is also brought to you by All Things Phillies. All Things Phillies provides daily game video highlights from the game, so please go subscribe to this channel, link in the description section. So Ranger Suarez makes his spring debut, kind of a rocky one, right? 2 innings, allowed to 2 earned. It wasn't very good this afternoon. Of course, we could not listen to or even see it on TV, so it's hard to get a lot of information about it. You could go along and watch, gameplay, but that is a lot of hard work, right? Sitting there in front of a screen for, 3+ hours, that is certainly a lot of work. Of course, I did tune in, for quite a bit in this game, but you couldn't watch it, which was very, very annoying. But Bryson's got another knock today, which you love to see. Into that a little bit later as we pick up the scoring summary here in the top of the first inning. Alec Bohm, right? A guy who has a lot to prove here in 2022, as we've all been talking about. The whole entire Phillies media is talking about a guy that's been rumored in to be involved in some trade possibilities, which I am very, very much against. This is another first-round pick. This is another first-round pick of 2018. So let's not forget, Alec Bohm, a first-round pick, former top prospect of the organization. So this is another guy. This is another guy rumored to be in on a trade leaving Philadelphia, which I am, like I said, very, very much against. The Phillies doing as he homers on the line drive to center field, his first of the spring, and it's 1-0 Philadelphia here in the first. So the Phillies jump off to a fast start. So Alec Bohm, I think it would be a huge mistake to trade this guy. This is a guy that did not really have the chance to work with Kevin Long due to the lockout. So this is a guy that definitely would have gotten some good reps in with Kevin Long if the lockout would have been resolved a little bit sooner. It is not time to give up on this guy. I mean, if he can't make the opening day roster, which he probably won't, I don't understand they acting like, if he either makes it or they trade him. I mean, that's just so ridiculous. He still has the opportunity to go back down to AAA, so I think that is a preposterous idea that, to say that, if he just doesn't make it, they're just gonna, they should just trade him. I mean, that is just so ridiculous. This is such a valuable asset. This is a guy, I understand, who's not a good defender by any stretch. This is a guy that if he could just hit the ball to left field a little bit more, I mean, he has the ability to hit the ball to all fields. We all can see it. He hits the opposite field, but he hits too much the other way. Hits it too much the other way. He needs to try to pull the baseball more and hit the ball out of the ballpark more. He needs to get some more extra base hits, which he struggles to do. So he saw, he snuck one against the New York Yankees yesterday through the, right side of the infield. I mean, he needs to hit it more to left field. So this one is to center. His first of the spring, 1-0 Phillies. As we pick it up here in the bottom of the first inning, Ryan Mountcastle homers on a fly ball to left center field. A 2-run shot to score Jose Mato. And it's now a 2-1 Baltimore lead. Now, this is off of Ranger Suarez, who arrived late to camp. He's not, really in a groove just yet. Not only that, it's spring training, so it's not really, too much to be, said here. Like he just arrived, just a couple weeks ago, so he's behind the 8 ball. Not too much to be upset about here. It's definitely, unfortunate, but you can't really harp on it too much. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the third inning. Jorge Mateo, who scored on the 2-run shot by Mountcastle, he goes deep for one of his own on a fly ball to left field off of Corey Knebel. His second of the spring, and it's now 3-1 Orioles. Corey Knebel has still looked great so far this spring. Not anything to be too concerned about. Honestly, our offense was just kind of lousy today. I mean, we didn't have Schwarber, we didn't have Hart. Spring training, nevertheless, but we didn't have, our big names in there. We're on the road. Not too much to be said about this one. Not too much to be said about this one. Then the top of the fourth inning, Juan Camargo, the utility man, is going to be seeing some time here in the regular season 2022 as he singles on a line drive to center field. Alec Bohm comes around to score as the Phillies now just down by 1 now, a 3-2 ball game. It's a pretty close one. 3-2 is your final score as the Orioles do beat the Phils after the Phils beat them this past week 7-1. So the Orioles come back and beat them. Bryson Scott lead off by another hit. So this guy is just absolutely on fire. Alec Bohm, 2 hits this afternoon, scoring 2 of the Phillies runs. Of course, the only 2 they scored in this ballgame on the solo shot, and he scores on the Juan Camargo RBI single. Do not trade Alec Bohm. Let me repeat, do not trade Alec Bohm. I understand I could be contradicting myself because I keep saying how we need more pitching, and say, hey, you know, if we need more pitching, this would be the perfect guy to use as bait. No question about that. No question about that. But not with Alec Bohm. Not with Alec Bohm. This is a guy that has so much potential. So much potential. I don't understand this organization, how we hype up our prospects so much. It's such a big deal. Here's our future. Remember Spencer Howard. Here's our future. Here's our future. I mean, so many guys. So many. Adam Hazley, gone. Spencer Howard, gone. I mean, I do not want to say Alec Bohm, gone. It's very unfortunate. It is very, very unfortunate. So do not trade this guy. I am just so tired of hearing these rumors. And it seems that nobody in this organization cares or knows about homegrown talent. So either one or maybe even both. Nick Castellanos does go hitless today, so that was unfortunate to see. Doskins DHing today, collects a knack. One of the Phillies' 5 hits, as the Orioles and Phillies both got 5 hits this afternoon. Juan Camargo with that nice line drive RBI single, which is great to see. You know, the utility man. I'm definitely a fan of Juan Camargo. Switch hitter, which I like a lot. He collects the RBI single this afternoon. Matt Vierling continues to stay cold. Another hitless performance today as his average now jumps to 207. He's definitely hasn't looked too good. And is Garrett Stubbs going to be our backup catcher this year after Rafael Marchand, of course, got optioned to minor league camp, a week and a half ago or so. I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not real impressed. With the backup catching bid this season. I'm just not. This is a guy that really hasn't had a lot of, ABs. I mean, he hit 176 last year with a 222 OBP. In 2020, at 125 with a 111 OBP. And in 2019, he had a 282 OBP with a 200 average. I mean, maybe even worse than Andrew Knapp. So at least Andrew Knapp, one thing about Andrew Knapp is he called a good game. He really did. I mean, his defense wasn't terrible. His heads-up play was terrible. His defense wasn't the worst. He definitely had a weak arm. But of course, he was terrible offensively, even though he was a switch hitter. He always thought he had the potential of being a decent hitter, but it just never really panned out to be. We saw a little bit in 2020. In the shortened season, but moving on from Andrew Knapp, who's now in the Cincinnati Reds organization, Garrett Stubbs, I mean, this is no upgrade. I mean, not only is he not an upgrade, but he might even be worse than Andrew Knapp. So this is not a good situation. We have Rafael Marchand. This is another Dave Dombrowski, put the hand on the face and, let it draw out. What is he doing? I don't understand. It's very, very befuddling to me. I'm very, very befuddled by the fact that he optioned Rafael Marchand to minor league camp. You're going to give, I mean, it's not confirmed, but it seems like I heard a lot of talk about Garrett Stubbs being the backup catcher. I don't get that. I just don't get that at all. So Mickey Moniak also cooling off this afternoon as he goes hitless. So this was definitely a rough one this afternoon for the Phils, as Jordan Lyles actually did pretty well against it. It's hard to believe. A guy who's 31 years of age, and you think he's been around the game for a while now. He's only 31. Hard to believe. So we're going to take a look at Rangers. Suarez start, 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 were earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. I understand that, yes, it was only, one big mistake, that 2-run shot to Mountain Castle, but he also walked 2. So he wasn't great this afternoon, kind of a rocky, first appearance. I mean, not absolutely terrible, as he could slap to the loss now 0-1 on the spring. Not anything to be concerned about. I mean, Rangers was the kind of guy that, you saw it, last year when he got those starts. I mean, he was great last year, but at the very beginning, it seemed like he got a little rattled. Then he would settle down, and that's kind of how it was today. Of course, we only got to see him 2 innings. I don't know. I even say we didn't get to see him because I guess it's still 1995, and not every game is televised. But anyway, Corey Knebel also giving up the shot to Mateo, but he still looked great this spring as his ERA is still at 1.80. So he only made 1 mistake, not that big of a deal. So that was the only hit he allowed that inning. He also collected the strikeout. Bailey Falter, great 3 innings this afternoon. Awesome. He's just been, great so far this spring. A 1.29 ERA. He's a guy that is a great middle reliever. This is a guy that could, definitely start some openers. I'm definitely not a fan of openers, but this is a guy that definitely can have some longevity out there in that bullpen. He can give you a 3 to 4 inning stops, which I love. Nick Nelson continues to impress. Another guy, another 1.29 ERA. Nice 2 solid innings today, striking out 2. This is a guy, especially with, the injuries to Sankuna, especially with Cameron Drew's. Interesting, he looked great yesterday with the 1-2-3 inning to finish out against the Yankees, but he doesn't look great so far this spring. Nick Nelson, a guy that is probably, most likely, I'd be very surprised, going to be seeing some time out of Phillies bullpen here this upcoming season. Also, the same with Ryan Sheriff, but Nick Nelson has impressed me more than Ryan Sheriff. But they both impressed me though. They both have, but Nick Nelson definitely has significantly impressed me more. So no question about that. So Phillies lose 3-2 your final score as the Phillies travel to Dunedin tomorrow and face the Toronto Blue Jays at 1:07. So kind of an odd start time, 1:07 the first pitch. Zach Wheeler taking the mound, right, making his spring debut as Brieros is on the mound for Toronto. He is 0-1 with a 24 ERA. Winter Suarez, he still managed to collect 2 strikeouts today, so it wasn't a disastrous. As I said, only allowed the 2-run shot. That was it. So this was just kind of a flat loss. The offense didn't really do anything. Of course, Nick Castellanos, who's been pretty hot to start the spring, he didn't really do much today. But it's only spring training. Luckily, it's only spring training. No Harp, no JT, no Schwarber. And once, Sunday hits, against the Detroit Tigers, 1-5 to first pitch. That is our second and last game at Baycare Ballpark. So spring training is wrapping up here as we are now 1 week away from the regular season against the Oakland Athletics. So the game will be going on, 1 week from today, which I'm so excited about. So Phillies baseball, real Phillies baseball will be back next Friday. I'm just so excited. I'm ready for the games to be at night. This is one thing I don't like about spring training is that every single, of course, occasionally, they're not doing it this spring for some reason, but occasionally you'll see a couple night games here and there. I remember a couple against the Yankees at George M. Steinbrenner Field. We didn't do it this year, but every single game being around noon, it's very inconvenient. I don't mind it during the regular season on Sundays, the getaway game on, Thursday or Wednesday. It's just kind of inconvenient to have it every single day. So I'm looking forward to having the games tonight. Kind of a nice way to wind down your day with some Phillies baseball. Moving back to the bullpen here, Bailey Falter's stuff looks electric. It looks good. This is a guy that I'm definitely very excited about. We saw he had the potential in him last season. He was a little bit inconsistent, young arm, but hopefully he can get it together. There's definitely a lot of, potential in, I'll say hope in this bullpen. I'll say hope. I was kind of like, should I say it? Should I say it? I'll say it. There's some hope in this bullpen that this could turn out to be, a half, decent bullpen. Possibly. I'm not going to go on a limb and say definitely, is that underrated? It may be. But we need to stay healthy. That's the number one thing. We need to stay healthy. But I just think they're done. Unless they trade Alec Bohm, which, as I keep saying, as I voice very strongly, not in just this video, I've done it in videos past, do not trade Alec Bohm. I just don't understand these people. I don't know if it's, just not true reporting or, that's really what the organization thinks. It's very, very disappointing and sad. We can't go out and just buy a championship. We need homegrown talent drafted in the organization. I think it's very, very silly to think that you could just give up on Alec Bohm after he just has a down season last year. I understand his defense is atrocious, but this is a guy that has a lot of talent on the offensive side. If he could just try to pull the baseball a little bit more, this is a guy that's going to pepper the baseball all over the ballpark. If he could just try to pull the baseball a little bit more. As I said, it's so weird for me to be saying that because it seems like I'm always saying the opposite. Hit it to the other field more. But with him, hit it to the pull side more. He needs to work on that. As spring training is kind of winding down, I think after the Blue Jays, 1-7 start tonight, I think you're going to start seeing Harp, Schwarber, Castellanos, Muto, Hoskins. You're going to be seeing those kind of guys play almost every single day because of the fact that regular season's, very much approaching. So they're going to want him to kind of get ready. I think that's something that you're probably going to see. 107 against the Blue Jays tomorrow. We are Briere. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please hit the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media. The link in the description section. At Phillies Hot Stove Media, Instagram, TikTok, Instagram. Call me on Twitter at Hot Stove Media. Call or text 267-225-3992. Email me, phillieshotstovmedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. 107 against the Blue Jays tomorrow. Let's go, Phillies. I'll see you guys.